Reading Reddit number 12. What would you do for a... I checked the clock. It's really only been 14 minutes since class started? The professor was droning on and on about some chemistry crap that I could not care less about. I mean, it's not even my major. I leaned my head against the wall to my right, wishing that I was tired enough to drift off and save myself from this torturous boredom. Unfortunately, I'd slept like a baby the night before. My eyes drifted towards the two windows on the opposite wall of the classroom. Birds cheerfully glided through the air. The sun was shining. The sky was blue. Perhaps I'll just leave class and take a walk, I mused. I pictured myself busting out the classroom doors and happily walking the long way home to my apartment. This is when I realized that the classroom was completely silent. I snapped out of my daydream and cautiously looked around. The teacher was gone, as well as the students. Did I really manage to waste time daydreaming long enough that the class is over? Slightly confused, but relieved, I got up from my desk and hurried out the door, not wanting to be a person who sits alone in classrooms for no reason. I checked my phone for the time. 10:23. What the? I accidentally bumped into someone who ignored me. He seemed totally engrossed in his phone. In fact, my whole 10 o'clock class and the professor were out on the lawn, standing, some pacing, and fervently reading their phones. Realizing the incredible strangeness of the situation, I asked the guy I bumped into, "So, what's going on?" He looked up at me immediately, surprised. "Check the news right now. A couple of cities over, terrorists have taken a family hostage and they are threatening to bomb all surrounding areas if the government doesn't give them what they want." Holy shit. There are terrorists here of all places? This is probably the most boring state in the U.S. The guy pulled out keys and quickly walked toward a parking lot. I found the news article on my phone and took a deep breath, hoping dearly the family wasn't anyone I knew. Hostage taken at 10:16 a.m. this morning in Strawberg. My eyes grew wider at the mention of my town. A well-known family of the area, Pauline and Andrew Clover, with their son Vince. I stopped breathing. My parents. My brother. Holy shit, this is happening. My hand shaking, I forced myself to keep reading. The intruders have yet to disclose their reasoning for threatening this family, but they have announced recently that they will discuss their demands with the remaining member of the family, Alex Clover. They demand he show his face within 12 hours or the surrounding 50 miles is going nuclear. Officials are unsure of the legitimacy of such a claim, but are hesitant to make a move on the armed individuals. More information to come. I was frozen. Why were they threatening my family? What could they possibly want from me that warrants a nuclear threat? My head started to pound. I knew I had to do something. Shakily, I opened up my phone app and tapped my father's cell number. After hesitating for a good few seconds, I tapped the green call button and held the phone up to my ear. Ring, ring. Ring, ring. "Hello, this is Alex Clover, yes?" A loud, angry, unfamiliar voice attacked my ear. "Yeah, it's Alex. What do you want from me?" "We are on dire mission and require this one thing. You have this thing." What the hell? Seriously? Okay, what is it? What do you want? The voice quieted down as if escaping the ears of those nearby. "Do not question, yes? Short explanation. There is nuclear missile inbound for this town. I know a genius man who can stop it, but he is, you say, different. His brain is not normal. He does not work unless he has a Klondike bar. Favorite snack, but has been out of production for a few years. I hear word you still have some, yes? You bring here and all would be saved." I was dumbfounded. It's true that Klondike bars went out of production a few years back, and I stocked up like crazy on them because they're like the most amazing snack in the world, but do I have any more left? A few seconds of silence. I replied, "I will be there in 30 minutes. I ran to my apartment in record time, ran into the kitchen. Digging through all the frozen pizzas and bags of chicken nuggets, I managed to uncover just one remaining Klondike bar. I looked at it inside, remembering now that I had been saving it for a special day. I guess this is as special day as ever. I grabbed my roommate's cooler and threw it there with an ice pack. After fetching my car keys from my room, I ran outside to my car and started driving home. About half an hour later, I hit a cluster of news trucks a couple of blocks from my house. I park my car on the side of the street, then grab the cooler and start jogging towards my house. Some police officers catch me before I can reach the yard, try to convince me that there's another way to deal with the situation. They also try to grab my cooler and see what's in it, but they don't believe me when I tell them. About 20 minutes into negotiating with the police, and I convince them the Klondike bar and the cooler must come with me, I finally enter my house with a bulletproof vest and a wire. I knock on the door and loudly announce, "Hey, it's me, Alex. I'm here. With what you wanted." The door quickly opens, and they yank me in by the arm, slamming the door behind me. A tall, tan man with an impressively bushy mustache seems to be in charge and grabs the cooler from me. A smaller, fatter man sits at the table on a laptop, ignoring everything. The man who pulled me inside immediately checks me over, pulling off the vest and wire and destroying the listening device. The leader checks the cooler, satisfied, and pulls out the bar. "Yes, very good, Dimitri. I have Klondike bar. Stop missile now?" The fat man, Dimitri I presume, glances up and snatches the bar from the leader's hand. He stares at it longingly and is about to open the package when I yell, "Stop!" I hear my mom's muffled voice from the other room. "Alex, what are you doing?" I ignore her and lunge forward, snatching the bar from Dimitri. "I have waited too long to eat this bar," I growled. "This is the last Klondike bar. I have saved it for so long, and it will be mine." I couldn't control my words. My brain was going fuzzy. All I could think about was how much I needed this Klondike bar. Nothing else matters anymore. I realize that I'm running now, escaping the men in my house, escaping the police reporters who are yelling and wondering what the hell is happening. Fueled by my one desire to eat this cold treat, I run to my car as fast as humanly possible and drive away. I wake up in my car, in a ditch, with a ringing in my ears. The Klondike bar package is empty. My face and fingers are sticky. Everything is very dark and very quiet. I check the time on my phone, 12:13 a.m. My brain begins to clear and I gradually begin to remember what happened. Suddenly it hits me, and I immediately try to open my door. That's when I realize that my car is in a ditch, covered in something. My door is blocked, so I climb across and get out the passenger side. Looking around, I realize that something terrible has happened. I am just back in my college town, but everything is in terrible condition. There are crumbling buildings, rubble, and ashes everywhere. "Oh, shit. The nuke," I whisper. But why am I not dead? I walk a few meters down the road and stop, feeling the stickiness in my fingers again. Was it worth it? All this death and destruction? Just for a Klondike bar? I stare at a building as part of its roof gives way and falls in. I feel sick. Hi, this is Gabe from the Gay Brain Podcast. If you'd like me to read any of your stories or Reddit posts, Twitter tweets, anything at all, just let me know.